We are on Shabbat, Perek Yud Gimel, Mishnah Aleph. First Mishnah, the 13th chapter of Shabbat, which turns to the topic of oreg, of weaving. Okay, so we're going to get into looms and warp and woof and all that. But, warp and weft, sorry. But first let's just look at the Wikipedia on weaving. As we all know, what is weaving? Weaving is the process of having two layers of strings and basically sliding another string through in order to make cloth. Okay? So there's an Isur D'Oraita of weaving. So the question is, how many threads do you have to put through in order to consider it the act of weaving? In the next Mishnah, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty details, as much as we possibly can, to understand what the Mishnah is talking about, how a loom works. But for now, I think basically everybody understands that when you look at a regular piece of cloth, it's a mesh, let's say a very fine mesh sometimes, but it's a mesh of threads that are intertwined one into the other. Brilliant, right? Okay, so how many threads? And that's a machloket between the Tanaim. Rabbi Lezer says, Ha'oreg shlosha chutim batchila, ve'achat al ha'arig chayav. If you're starting a beged, we're going to assume that you have the warp threads, you set them up on your loom, and then you're running the weft on the shuttle across through the threads. So he says if you're starting from zero, and all you have is threads on the warp, you need 3 threads. 1, 2, 3. You need 3 threads in order to be chayav. But achat al ha'arig. But if you already have threads in there, I don't know if it's 2 or what, if you have 0, I don't know if maybe you have 1, I don't know, it's a good question. But if you already have threads in there and you're just adding, then all you need to do is one time, shoot, and you stick it in, and that's considered ariga. That's also an Isur D'Oraita. So it's shlosha betchila, ve'achad al ha'arig. The Chachamim say, bein batchila, bein basof. I don't care whether you're starting or whether you're ending, shiuro shnei chutim. The shiur, the measurement is 2 threads, and the halacha is like Chachamim. Okay, the halacha is in the so Rabbi Lezer says, the bartender says, imzo tchilat arigato. If you're just starting a baged, you have to do 3. But if you add on, you only need 1. Why? He says the mitzaref imashar. Mitzaref means it combines with the rest, and you're adding onto the baged, and that's enough. He says in halacha Rabbi Eliezer. I just wanted to point out and make you a little chart. So we have Rabbi Lezer. He says ariga betchilat 3. In the middle, 1. In the end, obviously 1. The Kahati points out that according to the Chachamim, even though they say 2 and 2, whether it's beginning or end, he says if you're finishing the beged, ariga basof, it's the last thread, then the Kahati points out, according to the Gemara, that even the Chachamim would agree that 1 thread is enough if you're completing the beged. Okay, that's a matter of dispute. I don't know if it's according to all positions, but the Kahati notes that would be the position of Chachamim as well. We'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow with looms and in-depth pictures, whatever I can find. Tomorrow in the next Mishnah, we'll have, if you have any comments or questions, email me here, and we'll dedicate, as always, the learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.